with me to the Selfie Museum in Seattle, Washington. So, first things first, when you come to the Selfie Museum, the address listed actually brings you a section above where the actual Selfie Museum is. So, when you come to the address, it will kind of bring you to a hotel. You just have to take a couple flights of stairs right down directly below that location. So that is how you get to it. Now, another way you can get to it is put in the address for Post Alley. At Post Alley, Selfie Museum is right at the sign. So you will see it here coming up soon. And yes, this is around the corner from the infamous gum wall. So if you're going through to see the gum wall anyway, definitely make sure you stop by to the Selfie Museum. Now, coming in, first things first, make sure you book an early time. I actually made sure I booked my time for the Selfie Museum before my trip. So I did book it early in advance, and I also booked it for the first time, which was at opening. Most time slots are going to be for an hour. Of course, you can book it for however long you like. And there is also a separate booking option to be able to book it where you can come in and out throughout the day as you please. So, here at the Seattle, Washington location, it is separated between two different floors. So there's the first floor and then there's a second floor. They do have a variety of scenes already pre-set up, as well as you'll have like selfie sticks, ring lights, a few other things, and of course you can bring some fun tchotchkes with you. So that is that piece. One thing to note, to be able to go up to the second floor, there was no elevator. I did not see any elevator. I did not ask about further, transportation, but it was directed to us that yes, you did have to take the stairs. So if you do have some mobility concerns, understand that's something that may be a challenge. And I have also seen and kind of peeked around at some of the other Selfie Museum locations across the country, and it did seem to be that they were pretty much kind of stair oriented. So definitely make sure if you do have questions to call to be able to make sure you will be able to get around as you please. But walking up the stairs to the second floor, they did continue to have a variety of scenes and a few where you can also tweak it and make it your own, which leads into step 2. Bring a friend. So for this particular trip, I did, of course, decide to bring my brother. I did ask him, I said, hey, I need a wingman or a wingwoman. Will you come and be my person? And he said, of course. And going through, though it wasn't something he was, looking into doing at the beginning, he definitely got into it and had a blast, as so did I. Now, the other thing with having a friend or having a second person there with you is they're, of course, going to see things during the process of while you're taking photos and having fun that you're not going to see, whether it's things in the background, reflections in the mirror that you may not necessarily intend to be there, cords, wires, lights, and things of that nature. So sometimes even like neighboring scenes, pieces, or maybe even, of course, other people. So like I mentioned, each scene is already pretty much pre-set up. Again, you can, of course, make a few tweaks to kind of make it more your style, your speed, but it's pretty much set up. What I can say is the ring light pieces were set at different intensities. Some were adjustable, some were not. So that piece of it did get a little quirky. So there were a couple stations where we said, hey, let's, switch this here, move that there. Or maybe a scene where you maybe even need 2 lights to kind of, illuminate the way you need to make it work. And I definitely think with the first one that I mentioned was book an early time. At the time we went, we had the entire studio to ourselves. So it was so much fun. And some of those tweaks and quirks and other things that we needed to make, we definitely were able to make those adjustments, have fun, and also not inconvenience anyone else because we were the only ones in the studio for our entire time slot, which was phenomenal. So leading into our next phase is, of course, bring a change of clothes. So there are a variety of scenes, but you will find that maybe your outfit or something that you're wearing kind of clashes with a particular scene or doesn't necessarily work or make sense, but you're like, if I had have done this or had that kind of piece, then you kind of would have been able to make it more of, more unique, more personalized, something more for you. What I can say is the scenes at different locations are different, but they will have them for a period of time, and they'll also make changes, tweaks to them. So you can definitely go on the website. You may be able to see a few different scenes there so you can kind of get an idea of what you want to do. Go in, of course, outfit 1 ready to go, and then bring a change of clothes. Now in the Seattle location, on the lower level, they did have a restroom, which was a large size restroom that kind of doubled as a changing room, if you will. There was only one, so there was that piece to it, but the option there was available. Now, with that being said, keep in mind, something that I did also see the opportunity to do is perhaps some great professional photos. So if you need some photos for work, looking to brush up your resume, and then you wanted to go somewhere where, you know, something was pretty much already set up, you don't have to do every scene. If it doesn't work for you, it doesn't work for you, and there were definitely some that wouldn't have worked for me. So definitely I did have to skip on those, of course, but a great opportunity for some areas to get some of those professional photos, do some crops, do some editing, and get your resume and get your stuff, or your profile pictures or your work images, things of that nature, good to go. Of course, the last step, have fun. Have fun going through doing it. I think definitely it's one of those, if you wanted to bring a group of friends, you know, or maybe have a, you know, a small party or event or something like that, I could definitely see doing it. As we were, of course, heading out soon coming in, there were a few, you know, other groups that were starting to come in and that were doing their check-in process, and it was fun. Everyone was happy. It was cool vibes all around, so I would definitely recommend it. Now, keep in mind, here, the Selfie Museum is right down the street from Pike's Market, so there's so much going on in the area. And yes, of course, I will have a full review on Pike's Market. I will be doing the aquarium here, Miners Pier, the Gum Wall, Space Needle, Chihuli's Garden and Glass, and all the things you want to know about Seattle. So if that's something you're interested in, make sure you subscribe, hit that bell notification so you're notified when I have a future upload. And of course, follow over on Travel Tips by Kier, where you'll see all the fun stuff. I'll see y'all in the next one. Bye.